One big box giant.
Walmart's going to close 4 stores in Chicago.
A Milwaukee Walmart closing its doors.
The city's Walmart is closing after 40 years.
Say they are shocked and disappointed. For many people, this is the closest grocery store for them. And for some people, it's the only affordable option.
As it turns out, Walmart is facing challenges bigger than anyone thought. A second round of store closings was just announced, and the company is saying that half of its stores in one major U.S. city will be permanently shut down because they're losing tens of millions of dollars every year. Many locations are underperforming right now as shoppers complain about double-digit price increases at Walmart and turn to other retailers for greater value. The big box retail chain is also in a complicated financial condition, missing investors' earnings expectations and reporting growing cash flow problems. The situation has become so alarming that one industry CEO is warning about a flood of bankruptcies in the sector in 2023 as America's biggest retailers cope with an increasing amount of distress. That's what we're gonna break to you in today's video. But before moving on, we kindly ask you to support our work with a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Walmart has long reigned supreme among discount retailers and budget grocers. In fact, in 2022, it sold more groceries than anyone else in the United States. When Walmart stores started offering groceries back in 1988, the company only owned 3.6% of the country's grocery market share. Today, 34 years later, the industry titan has a grocery market share of 26%, and a whopping 60% of its income comes from grocery sales. Of course, the retailer's extensive operations and a huge network of suppliers give it some leverage in the industry. The store chain operates 4,635 locations in the U.S., 600 of those are Sam's Clubs. According to Walmart's chief merchandising officer, 90% of Americans live within 10 miles of a Walmart. Just by looking at the numbers, it's difficult to see why a company that built a good reputation among customers and has an absolutely enormous retail footprint is struggling to stay afloat and trying to save some of its stores by closing a number of others. The answer lies under the surface. Despite advocating against price hikes passed on by suppliers in 2021 and 2022 and affirming on several occasions that the company is doing its best to keep prices low for U.S. consumers, many people would contest that Walmart really has the greatest value. Shoppers are noticing that prices at the big box retailer have continued to rise in 2023, despite inflation numbers cooling down. For several quarters now, Walmart is losing sales and losing shoppers. Although it says it is the cheapest in the land, the truth is that when it comes down to Walmart versus Aldi for prices, for example, Aldi wins. The same goes for Costco and Trader Joe's. Since the second quarter of 2022, Walmart's foot traffic continued to decline, while Aldi's increased by 11.5%. That shows that customers haven't returned to Walmart because they've found better prices elsewhere. As previously reported by Go Banking Rates, a study from the value investing site Value Walk found that Walmart grocery prices climbed 21.5% over the past 12 months. On social media, Walmart shoppers are exposing even bigger price increases for some items. In a viral video on TikTok, a woman revealed how much prices have soared by comparing the same items she purchased from 2020 to 2023. The video was uploaded by user @AmyWayToSave, a popular TikToker who mainly posts content about ways to save money at the grocery store. In this video, she reveals prices have dramatically changed from 2020 to 2023. The content creator shows her 89,000 followers the items she bought at Walmart in a shopping cart. Corn mix, flour, 12-gallon non-dairy milk, 6 eggs, 2 bananas, small bundle of green scallion, 2 potatoes, pinto beans, frozen mixed vegetables, and grain. According to Amy, she purchased all of these items for $10.09 in 2020. She claims she made a week's worth of meals for one person, sharing her receipt. Amy says she decided to buy the same items and do the video to see the impact of inflation on grocery prices, since now this is something everyone is talking about. In March 2023, the TikToker claims she went back to Walmart to purchase the items yet again, and the total came out at $15.10. That's a 50% increase from 2020. The video has over 2 million views now, with viewers sharing their thoughts on the much-discussed topic of inflation sweeping across all social media. We need to start calling it what it is. Price gouging, one user wrote. I wish they'd just stop lying to us by calling this inflation. This is 100% price gouging, and I am sick of it, a second agreed. It's not just food, though. They keep saying it's just inflation while wages stay the same, a third echoed. Others shared their experiences with noticing price hikes for their favorite items. The cheap butter we used to buy a year ago was 99 cents. Now it's $3, one person commented. I just got hamburger from Walmart for almost $6 a pound. I remember it being $3.50 a pound, another stated. My local Walmart is selling a 12-pack of Sprite for $7.89. Like what? A third stated. Also last month, another content creator named Nikki Adams posted a TikTok video claiming that she purchased the 60-count Great Value large white eggs from her local Walmart for $10.56 in February. By March 14th, as she showed in the video, this same product was selling for $20.22. Adams wrote in her caption, "At what point is it considered price gouging? In the span of a couple of months, the eggs doubled in price." As commenters and viewers shared their thoughts on the matter, with some relating to her distressing shopping experience, "I remember that box being less than $7 a year ago," one fellow TikTok user wrote. On Twitter, at FJ Pence tweeted, "One item I was buying at Walmart was $6.99 3 months ago. It's now $10.99. I am buying it online from the manufacturer now for $6.50 inflation or price gouging," he asked. Many similar complaints can be found on Reddit and Facebook. Consumers aren't happy with the steep price hikes they're seeing at the stores, and at this point, they aren't buying the inflation narrative anymore. We are down from a peak of 9.1% in June 2020 to 5% in March. That's the lowest level since May 2021. And yet, U.S. consumers are still dealing with the highest grocery prices since the 1970s. According to Walmart CFO John David Rainey, shoppers will have to prepare themselves for another year of price increases. In an interview with Reuters, the executive said the world's biggest retailer might still have to raise prices to deal with higher costs. We're assuming that this year is going to be somewhat anomalous. We're still feeling the effects of higher prices, Rainey said. However, this may further squeeze the company's bottom line as more and more customers turn to discount stores. The outlook for Walmart in 2023 has suffered a drastic shift. In January, executives seemed to believe in the retailer's ability to recoup its 2022 losses and report strong sales growth this year. But those views were shaken, and this week, the big box store chain just announced another round of closings, citing poor financial performance at several locations. The stores affected this time are located in D.C., Georgia, Florida, Hawaii, Indiana, New Mexico, Texas, Washington, and Wisconsin. The retailer confirmed it will lay off thousands of store employees and hundreds of workers at 5 fulfillment centers across the U.S. More worryingly, Walmart is permanently shuttering half of its stores in the city of Chicago. The decision to close a store is never easy. The impact is greater than just closing a building. It affects people who work in, shop in, and live in communities near our stores. And we never take that lightly, the company said in a statement published on its website. The simplest explanation is that collectively, our Chicago stores have not been profitable since we opened the first one nearly 17 years ago. These stores lose tens of millions of dollars a year, and their annual losses nearly doubled in just the last 5 years, it revealed. The retail giant said that over the years, it tried many different strategies to improve the business performance of these locations, including building smaller stores, localizing product assortment, and offering services beyond traditional retail. We have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in the city, including $70 million in the last couple of years to upgrade our stores and build 2 new Walmart health facilities and a Walmart Academy training center, the company noted. It was hoped that these investments would help improve our stores' performance. Unfortunately, these efforts have not materially improved the fundamental business challenges our stores are facing, Walmart lamented. In 2020, the company operated 5,342 locations all over America. Today, its store count is at 4,635, meaning that over 700 Walmart stores have disappeared from the United States economic landscape in just 2 years as the retail apocalypse continues to accelerate. The retailers' woes are being aggravated by volatility in the stock market. On Tuesday, after reporting its fiscal first quarter 2023 earnings, shares at the world's biggest retailer sharply declined as Walmart missed investors' earnings expectations. Expected to report a $1.48 per share profit, Walmart instead reported $1.30 per share pro forma. Walmart actually beat analyst projections for year-over-year revenue, however, reporting $141.6 billion ahead of the Street's expected $138.9 million, but investors didn't care about that. They argue that this quarter was exceptionally weak. In addition to missing the target, Walmart suffered a 24% year-over-year decline in profit per diluted share when calculated according to generally accepted accounting principles. As a result, the company is currently valued at a pricey 27.8 times trailing 12-month earnings, even after Tuesday's sell-off. And with Walmart predicting that earnings this year will decrease rather than increase, that high price-to-earnings ratio looks even more expensive and signals an increased potential for a crash in the months ahead. Walmart's troubles should alarm everyone in the industry. According to CNBC, due to its massive size and substantial market share, Walmart is considered a barometer for the nation's economy as a whole. So any trends we're seeing in Walmart will likely be reflected in your local grocery store as well. Another company seen as a gauge for the retail industry is Home Depot, and its CEO seems so concerned about the developments happening in the sector right now that he came forward to warn the public about a coming flood of bankruptcies. In an interview with Fox News, Bob Nardelli said the country has indeed fallen into a recession, albeit an unusual one. I've said for months now that we are in a recession. We have had 9 consecutive months of inflation, he said. However, he says it's not a typical recession that we're in. Nardelli notes that some price increases are being hidden in plain sight. Last year, when you walked down a grocery aisle, you looked at the price on there, you could see almost everything had gone up. Any core food product or what have you had gone up, he said. But what's happening now is that you look at the price on the aisle, let's say it's $5. Well, it hasn't gone up since last week. What has happened is that the product has about a third less volume, Nardelli continued. This phenomenon, known as shrinkflation, is regaining a lot of popularity among grocers as they try to prevent customers from getting sticker shock. So shoppers are buying fewer ounces, fewer pieces, fewer pounds, Nardelli said. That's deceptive, if I can say it that way, and people will eventually find out and stop buying the product altogether, he highlighted. The complexity of this crisis is different than anything I've seen in my 52 years, Nardelli added. I think we're going to see a flood of bankruptcies like Bed Bath & Beyond, the executive warned. We got Walmart not only laying people off, but closing stores. We got Accenture laying people off. We got Amazon closing distribution centers. They were thriving a couple of years ago. This is crazy, he exclaimed. Everything is falling apart faster than anyone predicted. And even the biggest chains are struggling to survive in such a difficult environment. If the biggest retailer in the world is coping with this many challenges, smaller companies will likely experience even more serious problems this year. The retail apocalypse spares no one, and the next chapters of this crisis will chill many people to the core. Thank you for watching.